Hey everyone, it's Michelle Fawcett, the Dreaming Dilettante, and I am coming out to you with our second video in our PJ party celebration as part of my March pajama party online party. So if you haven't found out about it or you'd like a little more information, you can click on the link in the description below and you'll get all the details. Today we're going to be doing another demonstration, and this like as I said in the previous video, I wanted this to feel like if I were in your home doing a demonstration. And one of the things that I love to do are card workshops where we can make a bunch of different cards and you can get a feel for how easy it is to make a very simple card. So this here is a card that I made as a happy birthday card. It's a very, very simple project. And today I'm going to make the same card, only instead of it being happy birthday, it's going to say feel better, is the sentiment. So let's get started. One of the things that you're going to need is you're going to need a piece of Island Indigo cardstock that measures 4 1/4 by 11, and it'll be scored at 5 1/2 inches. And then you're going to need a piece of crumb cake, which is also 4 by 5 inches. And we're also going to need our 2 1/2 inch circle punch. For the stamps, we're going to be using our Sassy Salutations. This is Feel Better, but this is also the Happy Birthday stamp that I used. And you're going to also want the My Friend stamp set. If you have that, we're going to be using this one here as a background. That's what I used to create this little detail in there. Okay, and don't worry about writing down all these things. They're all in the blog, so you can read those in the blog post. So you don't have to sit here and scramble to get them all done. So as I said, we're going to use a piece of our Island Indigo. That's going to measure 4 1/4, which I think we're already at. Yeah. And this scrap piece is just a little shy, so I'm going to get another piece here. And by 4 1/4. And then the crumb cake is going to be 4 inches. And I keep all my scraps in a little scrap bin. And if you haven't had a chance to see the video that I did on your scrap bin and how I made a scrap card, you can check that out here on my YouTube channel. And then what I'm doing is I'm just going to score it at 5 1/2. Just makes it a little easier to fold the card. Now, I chose to do this one so that it would open this way, just to make it a little different. Of course, you could make your card open this way if you wanted, or however you wanted to do it. I also used a piece inside of crumb cake. If you want to do that, you can do that as well. I'll use my bone folder just to crease that. And then you can set this piece away. You want to take your crumb cake, we're going to use our, from the My Friend. I love this stamp set. I was trying to decide when between this and a couple of others, and just this piece is just beautiful, and I've done a lot of cards with that, and I'm going to be doing a tutorial with that one. But this just makes such an interesting background, and I'm going to show you how I did that. So you're just going to take this and apply it to your block. And then for the stamp, or the ink rather, I used my baked brown sugar, and I just inked it up, and then I just started, and I didn't ink it each time. I kind of started to do like a pattern, not really a pattern, but like I would stamp it and then maybe stamp it 2 times and then re-ink it, and then maybe a couple times I'd stamp each time. There's really no rhyme or reason. I was just trying to get the decoration along the entire piece here. Okay. And you can just kind of go until you like the effect. All right. And once you're done with that, you can set that aside, and then you want to take a piece of our Very Vanilla, and you're going to want to use our 2.5-inch hole punch. And again, as I said, all the item numbers for these will be on the blog. And as you can see, I was trying out some watercoloring things that I hope to do a video on. But I keep all my papers because you can always use them, and I just have a little bin that they go through. Okay, and then the next thing you're going to take is, I went with my Stays on Black. Right here. And that's what I used to stamp my sentiment, which I used, as I said, Happy Birthday on the first card. But I'm going to go with the Feel Better on this one. And as I say in all of my videos, I stamp before I adhere, because I always have a tendency to stamp upside down. So this way I know. Alright, I'm just going to stamp that right in the center. Perfect. And then what I did was I took my baked brown sugar, and then I took a little sponge and got some ink on that, and then I just kind of went around the edges there, just to give it a little bit of a roughed wash look. Okay. And depending on, like I said, the card that you're making, the sentiment that you're using, could determine whether or not you want to add another sentiment to the inside. Because this is a Feel Better card, I feel like these, along with thank you cards, it's nice to have a bit of a handwritten sentiment. But that's completely up to you. And I just used my snail adhesive to attach that, and now I'm going to use, oh, apparently 2 on that side, my dimensionals. Gives it a little lift. I'm going to put that right in the center there. Oh. And then right in the center here, I think I'm going to take, and I'm digging through my scrap bin here. And I think what I'm going to use is a piece of crumb cake for the inside. And again, that measurement, if you want to put a piece on the inside, it measures 4 by 5. I'm just going to cut out a piece. And I need to clear my desk space a little bit here. And I think if you used a nice black marker on this, on the inside, it would look really nice. It would stand out when you write your message. think, just because I mentioned it, I'm going to see how this stamp would look, because I love this border. And I think, yes, I'm going to stamp that as well. And of course you could stamp that with your baked brown sugar. You could do your stays on with that. I'm going to go with the baked brown sugar. I love that two-tone effect of the browns, so that's what I'm going to go with. And I have a block that's not quite big enough. I have to get my larger block in, but it works. So if you have this is the E block. So if you happen to have an E block and you're using this stamp set, it'll work, but it's just small enough. You'd want to go up to the next one. And this stamp, I did find you really want to make sure you ink it up really well, or your flowers they'll get like, a lot of them will come out okay, and then some of them won't. So I just found that you definitely want to do a good inking on that. So I probably over-inked it a little bit, but I wanted to. And straight down. And you want to, with the bigger stamps, make sure you apply even pressure to the whole stamp. And then straight up. And now it gives you just a nice space to write your little message to somebody, your well wishes, and then you have a nice little card. And this is, I liked these color combinations because to me I felt like this was a really nice card. It was a masculine card, so that's one of the reasons that I picked these. It was something a little different than what I've done in the past. And then if you wanted to make an envelope, I'm going to make an envelope out of the Very Vanilla cardstock. I think that'll give us a nice contrast between the two. So I hope you like it. I hope you like this card, and please stay tuned. As I said, if you haven't already signed up for my PJ Party mailing list, please do, and you'll get lots of goodies and maybe a couple giveaways and some drawings that we're going to be having. So please go ahead and sign up. Have a great day. Thanks so much for watching.